Stop stealing from your clients. You heard me. Hey advisors, it's Greg Skogsberg, it's TWH, it's newsletter time again, and let's get into the stealing aspect of it. If you're not putting your clients into two-year crediting methods, you're virtually stealing money from them, because the two-year crediting methods can produce a lot more interest growth than the one-year strategies can. The bond options are cheaper for the carriers so that they can offer a higher interest return on the two-year strategy. You got to be careful with it though, and this is one of the reasons a lot of people shy away from it. A lot of advisors look at the two-year crediting strategy and they think, I don't want my client waiting 24 months to get to the point where they get to see if they earned anything, and then the market might be down, and my client's going to be really upset if there's no gain after 2 years of waiting. And then they're going to hate that strategy and they're going to want to move out of it anyway. I'm not going to go through all that. There's a better way. You put half the money into a one-year strategy and half the money into a two-year strategy. And that way, every year, some of the money is getting a chance for growth. And then in the up years, that two-year strategy is going to produce way more interest than the one-year strategy would have. So they're going to make even more money. And if the market's down, that's going to happen. That's the most powerful thing an index annuity has going for it. That when the market's down, you get a zero for the year, but all your gains are locked in. You don't lose a dime. So we got to start using those two-year crediting methods, and give us a call. I can talk you through the script. I can show you a visual aid we created called the leapfrog, where half the money is going every year and half the money is going every 2 years. And it's playing leapfrog like that. And it works like crazy. I use it myself with clients when I sell indexed annuities, and you're going to love it. Okay, also, I got to share with you, this is an amazing new technological development in our industry that is going to make our lives a lot easier. And it has to do with 1035 exchanges. Moving money from one carrier to the other has always been done through a 1035 exchange or a transfer if it's IRA money. But it's done with a form. We have to fill out a transfer request form. Client submits it to the carrier that they're applying for at that annuity. That carrier sends that form over to the carrier where their money is right now in the old annuity that we're going to move money out of. That carrier then has to reply back to the new carrier and tell them there's something wrong with this form. They left out page 2. The fax wasn't clear enough. They signed on the wrong line. They got the year wrong and the date. The phone number or the social security numbers don't match. There's so many things that can go wrong with that form. Trust me, because we do 10 to 20 of these a week. I have 2 clients right now of my own that both are doing a 1035, or actually it's a transfer because it's IRA money. They're moving. And the carrier that has the money doesn't like the husband's signature. And it's on his annuity application and transfer request form, and it's on hers as a spousal acceptance because it's IRA money in a community property state. And we have been playing with this, trying to get the carriers to figure this out for 4.5 weeks now. It's been delayed. The clients are getting upset. The carriers are not being very helpful. This is going to be amazing. So with the new technology in place, it's going to be an electronic transfer. That the carrier that we're moving the money to simply sends an electronic signal to the carrier that has the money, and the money gets moved electronically, and we don't have to fill out forms. It's going to be amazing. Only about 14 states or 14 carriers have signed on to this new program, but 6 months ago, it was 0. So this will catch on pretty quickly, and it's going to help us like crazy. Then I don't do this very often in our newsletters. We don't like to shine too big a light on any one particular carrier or one particular annuity, but this one stands out so much I've got to tell you about it. It pays a 7% commission on a 10-year surrender. It's got a 5% fixed rate, a fixed bucket that it's going to pay like a CD. Doesn't matter what the market does. If you've got money in the fixed account, it's going to pay 5%. That's huge. The best one-year CD I can find right now is only about 3.85 actual return, and that's taxable on a CD. Then on top of that, it's got a 9.25% annual point-to-point on the S&P 500. just a straight point to point. And for a 1% fee, you can buy that rate up from 9.25% to 12%. That's huge. A 1% risk for a 2.75% extra gain. Then it's got a performance trigger crediting method that pays 8% on the S&P 500. Now, this triggering method works by triggering, at least if there's a 0.1% increase in the index for the year, then it pays 8%. If the market's down, it's still a 0. But if it's up 0.25%, 0.5%, 1.5%, 4%, the client gets 8%. That has happened in the last 10 years 8 times. Can you imagine your client getting 8%, 8 out of the last 10 years? It's huge. So give us a call. I'll give you more details. Hey, we're always here to help. Whatever you're doing, whatever type of marketing you're doing, networking, if you're not feeling like you're closing enough meetings or appointments, or you're not getting in front of enough people, or you just need some more help on how to explain crediting methods or annuities, this same annuity that I was just talking about has a monthly point to point. We haven't seen rates this high in 12 years. Here's the cool thing. In theory, if the market went straight up for 12 months, and made at least 3% in each one of those 12 months, the client would get 36% for the year. That's huge. Now, you don't necessarily want to leave the client thinking that that's a possibility, because that has never happened. The market has never gone straight up for at least 3% in every month for 12 consecutive months. So we don't want us to set expectations too high. I'm just explaining it that way to show you the power of this. We've seen rates in monthly point to points up around 1.5%, 2%, 2.25%, but this is 3%, and we haven't seen anything like that in a long time. So we got to check this out. All right, that's all I got for now. Our number is 800-200-9194, 800-200-9194. We are the #1 concierge FMO in the United States, and we have been since 1993. Give us a call. Look forward to talking to you.